It's important to listen to the experiences of older British Bangladeshi women, because what they went through was unique. How they maintained their identity wearing Jamdani is also unique. They didn't have luxury factors like taxis to take them to places. They used to travel, take the most difficult journeys to get to their destination to celebrate their identity. And their celebrating of identity involved wearing a Jamdani.
My mother was very special to us, and she gave me a sari just before my school exams. So I regard that sari as my lucky charm.
I like wearing saris. Wherever I go in occasion, I wear sari and try to wear Jamdani to represent our culture, our Bangladeshi, this is our product, mainly our product, that's why.
When I put it on, no one else is wearing this, except for people from my side of the country, as the world rather, and I do feel a bit special, and it does give me a special identity as well.
When I wear Jamdani, I have a sense of social occasions. I like very much, and it also brings back the memory, because I liked it from very young age.
My name is Avalon Fotheringham, and I am the curator for the South Asian Textiles and Dress collection at the Victoria and Albert Museum. And I was so pleased to be told about this project of the Muslin Trust, this project about Jamdani stories. Jamdani actually is in the very roots of the museum's own collection. Some of the very first textiles the museum ever acquired were pieces of Jamdani from Dhaka. However, what we've been missing from the museum is stories about the Jamdani. We know where we bought them from and we know how much we paid, but we don't know who might have loved them, who might have cared for them, what they meant to the people who had Jamdani in their lives. So when the Muslin Trust came to me and asked me if I would be happy to participate in this project, I was thrilled to agree, because it helps us be able to tell a better story about Jamdani, a more complete story about one of these World Heritage techniques.
In 1972, I brought a couple of Jamdani, and I owed that because my eldest sister was very fond of Jamdani. So she explained and how precious they are, and I owed that in one of the end of year, the school I was teaching in Croydon, end of year festival, and they were all appreciating. I also had a rose on my hair because of the Jamdani shari matching. I was young and so on. And they all loved it and they wanted to know how it was made. I did not know much. Now I know far more.
When we used to have all these social gatherings and cultural functions, and especially Poila Boishak, we used to wear, always used to wear Jamdani sari or saris from Dhakai sari and things like that. My sister, she's my only sister, when her son was getting married, you know that we have haldi ceremony?
Gai Hulud, yes.
Yeah, Gai Hulud, just before the wedding. And she told us all, wear a Jamdani, any color. So all the ladies, 50 or 60 ladies wearing Jamdanis and roaming around the room. And you can imagine the sort of, the ambience and the atmosphere.
Having time to time so many party and our cultural events like is Victory Day, Independence Day, New Year's Day, and so many things. There are spring, beginning of spring. So we all wearing Jamdani sari because there is our really favorite and traditional. We submit something from Bangladesh. This is truly handmade, and
everybody liked her. And we thought we can show our lots of English friends come to join our events, and they are really like, oh, what is from there? What's this sari from? What? Oh, from Bangladesh. Oh, can I order to you? Because they like to wear Bangladeshi sari, especially when they saw there is beautiful design and material is so nice, and the heart is handmade.
I presented a Jamdani sari to my English boss's wife. Just, I knew that she wanted to wear sari, but I presented her as my country's rich thing. And after a while, a few months, my boss brought that sari, not sari, it was a gown. Her wife made it a gown with that sari. It was really, really beautiful.
Wow. It's the sari, Jamdani sari, that my friend Mithya, who works in Bangladesh, and I designed together. I told her what my favorite colors are. I love indigo, and I love certain Jamdani motifs. The earrings is my favorite. So she and I sat together and designed this sari, and she worked with local weavers and created this sari. The achal, the end piece, to me is as important as the front piece, because this is hard work and skills from the Jamdani weavers. And this is perhaps the part that took the longest to make, the end part, the achal.
Did their reaction to your Jamdani please you?
Very much so, very much so. They loved all saris, because at that time not many Bengali people used to obviously interact with them in everyday job like that. But Jamdani particularly, because I explained to them.
And did it inspire you to carry on wearing Jamdani then?
Yes, in fact I did, but I did not have many, and I valued them very much. So I wore, but not as much as, say, Rajshahi silk and others, which I have many more. But now I appreciate them very much so, because I know about the basic way they make it, and I value that.
Back in, I think, 2017, in Scotland, it's a beautiful place in Glencoe, and big mountain, and we all wore Jamdani. And I wore like a red Jamdani, my sister white, another one is green. So it was looking like something fairy tale something. And everyone, all Scottish people touching our saris, what is this? How you looking, the environment, the background, and I was like giving me thanks, especially that I have chosen to wear Jamdani, and ask everyone to wear Jamdani.
Now, when it's summertime, I always wearing sari. Even Bangladeshi cotton.
Yes.
Yeah, there is own made Tanghel cotton, Dhakai cotton, Dhakai sari, lots of cotton sari, and especially everything I wear all the time in summertime. Good. So if it is rain, it don't bother me.
It didn't stop you last Sunday.
No,
Thank you.
No.
South Asian textile heritage is very important because fabrics and dress tell the story of people's culture and people's lives, and a lot of these arts of making these fabrics are dying out in the modern age. So it's very valuable that we have great repositories of them, particularly in museums, especially the Victoria and Albert Museum, and other museums as well around the world. Have objects from what is now Bangladesh, undivided Bengal. And there are also documentary sources here, largely in the British Library, which holds the records of the British East India Company that imported these Bengali textiles.
name's Sarah Gould and I'm the Heritage Officer for the London Borough of Merton. Merton Heritage Service has been pleased to be a partner in the Muslin Trust project about the Jamdani sari and the significance of these beautiful garments to the Bangladeshi community. When I was first introduced to the story of Jamdani, I was struck by its parallels with the history of the arts and crafts movement in Merton, particularly Morris & Co., established at Merton Abbey in 1881 by the designer William Morris and his business partner Edward Burne-Jones, and you can see part of that site featured in the picture behind me. Both involved highly skilled workers handcrafting intricately patterned fabrics, many featuring designs inspired by the natural world. The creation of Jamdani saris involved hours of painstaking, intense labour, much of it undertaken by young men and women whose nimble fingers were ideally suited to this work.
So I'm very much aware that it's very much Bangladeshi craftsmanship.
You will feel very proud. This is handmade sari. This sari, every bit of handmade.
I'm particularly excited about the project happening this year, as this year and the past 2 years before it have been so important for the history of contemporary Jamdani manufacture. I was extremely privileged to be able to visit the Jamdani Festival in Dhaka in 2019 and to see the incredible quality of work that's now being produced by contemporary weavers with the aid and support of revivalists and important groups like the Muslin Trust, and their contributions and participations in these projects to revitalize Jamdani are now bearing fruit. In fact, the Victoria and Albert Museum is in the process of acquiring one of these newly woven contemporary pieces made by a weaver working just outside of Dhaka, who's beginning to start it now. We're really excited to be able to bring this new piece into our collection. It will be the first 21st century piece from Bangladesh that will join the rest of our collection from the 19th and 20th century. And it's allowing us to continue telling the story of Jamdani as a living tradition, not one that is just historic and just in the past. So being able to bring this new piece into the collection, and we're going to be able to share Jamdani and its history and its meaning and its culture with a wider audience far beyond the museum's own walls.
I think it stands apart from all the other saris because of the way it's made. Its history is unique. It goes back hundreds, if not thousands of years, and it's very much rooted in specific areas of Bangladesh, and its beauty is without question, but the process of the Bangladeshi weavers weaving it against very big hardship, against poverty, they're still not well paid, but the dedication is very much loved and appreciated by Bengali women. And that's why we love wearing Jamdani, because we're paying homage to the weavers who wove these saris for us. Because let's not forget, there was a time when they couldn't sell muslin to the local Bengali community because of the East India Company. Now they can, they're free, they're not well off yet, but we love to buy our Jamdani from our weavers as a result.